Hello, Namaskar, welcome you to the Saar Analysis. I am Chaman Nayak and here's my take. Now, before you watch this story, consider this number. Less than 1% of Indian startups are classified as deep tech. Yet the technologies they build, artificial intelligence, semiconductor, quantum computing, defense systems, biotechnology, these could determine who leads the global economy over the next 50 years. So here's the question. Can a country that become the world's back office can become the laboratory of the future? Let's take it out. Because today in French city of Nice, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the President Emmanuel Macron aren't inaugurating just another summit setup. They are opening an experiment to answer whether India can move from assembling to the future designed elsewhere. They aren't inventing it itself. If India succeeds, they may not be remembered as a diplomatic event. It may be remembered as one of the moments of world's largest democracy to decide to compete with the technological power. Well, the evidence is difficult to ignore. More than 120 Indian leading deep tech startups are participating in this inaugural edition of Bharat Innovates of 2026. India today estimates around 4,000 plus deep tech startups working on technologies once dominated by a handful of nations. Well, these companies are building AI infrastructure, defense technology, space applications, semiconductor design, biotechnological solution, advanced manufacturing system, and perhaps the biggest signal isn't the number, it is who are showing up. Well, French President Emmanuel Macron is co-launching this initiative along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, elevating the innovations into the heart of India-France strategic partnership. Well, this isn't just networking, it is nation building. Now, here the question arises, why is this so important? Well, for decades, India's economic story was built on services. We wrote code, processed transactions, solved problems that others created. But deep tech changes the whole equation. Well, the countries that own critical technologies aren't just creating wealth, they are writing rules, they are controlling supply chains, they are influencing geopolitics, and most importantly, they are increasingly shaping the national security. Now, this is why Bharat Innovates matters because it represents India's attempt to climb the value ladder from execution to invention, from manpower to intellectual property, from participation to most importantly leadership. Now, at a time when the world is splitting into competitive technological blocks, India is quietly building partnership without surrendering its strategic independence. Where innovation is no longer just an economic ambition, it is a geopolitical strategy. Well, now that here's my take is India has never had a talent deficit. What we lacked is the patience to back the difficult science. We have celebrated funding rounds more than research breakthrough. We applaud unicorns valuations while ignoring laboratories. Now, Bharat Innovates will not be judged by the speeches delivered in Nice or not, it will be judged by what emerges years later. The patents, the products, the companies, the technologies that carry three important words made in India. Because even if a handful of these startups succeed, history may look back at this summit today and this was a day where India stopped asking for a seat on the table and began building the table of its own. Well, that's all from today's analysis. I will be back with another episode. Till then, thank you for watching this.